Playoff fever has come to upstate New York, and there's a look at Highmark Stadium here in Orchard Park. For a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. On the ground, here's the 4th-round pick from April's draft. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. 2nd down. Allen now looks to throw. A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now it's 3rd and 3. Here's Allen to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. That is caught and brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. That's good for a 1st down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs. They run for the first time with James Cook. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. Now this guy can be everywhere. Kyle Hamilton getting there to drop him for a loss. They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. To throw, it's Allen. Got an open man here, and it's K.J. Hamler. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 42. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. On 1st down, Allen. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here. And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go, and sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game. Scoring first, so critical in the postseason. They've got it here, 1st and goal. Samuel going to go in motion right. They'll run with Cook. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success. Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there. Touchdown, Bills! James Cook, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Bills are on the board first here in this division round matchup. You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll start with a run by Mitchell. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now it's Jackson. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
First down, here's Mitchell. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Now Jackson. Throw right side here, taken in by Bateman. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 40. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Up the middle, here's Mitchell. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Now Lamar changing the play. Right back to Mitchell on 2nd down. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuck.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Zay Flowers, 33 yards. And the Ravens are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Point after, up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage.
Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more than capable of finding an escape route and still getting a decent gain.
Allen going to try and throw on 3rd down. A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. And he is going to have a Bills first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Here's Allen. And that one too wide and incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
On second down, here's Allen. To the right side and intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
Well, it's a cold night, and whether you're a quarterback that wears a glove on his throwing hand or not, that ball is a rock, Brandon. You've got to really drive it through the cold and the wind, or it can take off on you. And that may have been what happened there.
In motion left here, one of their tight ends. They run over center with Mitchell. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Give here to Mitchell. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Right back to Mitchell on second down. And he was able to shed 1 tackle, but could not get away from there. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On third down, here's Mitchell. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And the Bills are going to get the football back. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
A great job defensively taking away his receivers, and he was forced to put that one into Lake Erie, but that's what good quarterbacks do. They don't take unnecessary chances if they don't have to.
Now Allen throwing on second down. Going up top for Miller. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Scotty Miller, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Bills will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. An extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Not one you see often there as he fails to keep it between the sidelines, and that is a penalty every time and going to give this offense better field position.
And it's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this, and most of the time you don't. It's absolutely a mishit, and now your team pays the price. Bad field position for your defense.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. And this is into the hands of Andrews downfield. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
Taron Johnson made the stop. Here's a 2nd and 8. They go play action now. Jackson. That's going deep for Bateman. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Rashad Bateman as the first half is winding down. And the Ravens have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half. And oh, he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And with a 1-point lead, you'd have to think they'll be looking just to get this to halftime. Throwing on first down is Allen. And this will be caught by his big wide receiver. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. Here's Allen on 1st and 10. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point, and now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
On second down, Jackson. Complete. This is Mitchell. And nothing to speak of there after the catch as they get him right to the ground at the 37. 16 yards on that one and a Raven first.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
On the handoff, Mitchell. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Flush to his right. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Jackson. That went out wide and intercepted. Picked up by Keon Crossan. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
So after the INT, it's Allen. This taken in by Kincaid. Touchdown! Dalton Kincaid. 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Bills are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead is up to 8. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. So now, Charles, this drive may be a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
From the gun, Jackson. That's to Mitchell out of the backfield. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And 3rd and 8 now.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
Play action. It's Jackson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play. They go play action with Jackson. A short one there, caught by Likely. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. First catch for him in these playoffs. He was held without one last week, but he's got a first down on that effort. A shotgun handoff to Mitchell. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
2nd and a couple. Now Lamar changing the look. Now Jackson on 2nd down. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. 1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Buffalo. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but oh no, he lost the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. We know he's got the speed to get downfield, Charles, but there's the negative side, a little loose with the football that time.
And that's normal, especially when you have his type of talents, because you feel like you're into the open field, and maybe you don't feel the people who are around you or closing in. All quarterbacks have to do extra ball security drills with the way the game's played now, because defenses, they attack the football as much as they attack the runner.
They start the drive with Cook, and he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Not liking the look. They'll change the play. Throwing now is Allen. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Over the middle, it's complete. And he's brought down. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down. A give to Cook out of the gun. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
So with your team leading in the 4th quarter, you know you've got to run the football. They know you've got to run the football. Sometimes that means there's nowhere to run the football.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Throwing left side here, and it's complete.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 4. A short throw pulled in by Kincaid, and he is going to have a Bills first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Hard running at the 15. And he's going to be taken down. But there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold or did they rough the quarterback? Trailing in the 4th, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal. Now Allen. To the right side here, caught by Kincaid. And he will cover up as he's touched down after a short gain. Second and goal from inside the 5. To the air, Allen. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
A big one coming in this divisional round playoff, 3rd and goal. Cook will take this over the line. Touchdown, Buffalo. No CD, there didn't seem to be much resistance there down near the goal line.
Yeah, partner, from what I saw there, not a real good job of matching up defensively, because to me, it looked like they were just in their base 3-4 package. You need bigger bodies in there in a goal line type situation. The 3-4, fine between the 20s, but not down here when you're guarding your end zone.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Jackson to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Mitchell. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. All 3 timeouts remain, but they've got to score quick. It's 1st and 10. Flushed out right. That's another one complete to Mitchell. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Here's 1st down. Jackson. That's caught. It's Flowers. And he'll be touched down in the end, but a big play on that one. Here's Jackson. Sliding out of the pocket. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Now, this defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number 1.
It should be number 1, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone.
And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. That is caught. Kincaid with it. Look at the big fella go. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Dalton Kincaid with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Bills are drawing closer to a date in the AFC title game as they extend this 4th quarter lead. So now Allen and the Bills going to stay out and go for 2. Laundry on the field. This is going to be a false start on the offense.
Sometimes you have to slow things down a little bit when things get heated. The cadence has to be slow and deliberate at times to make sure your team's ready to go.
The Bills offense staying out there as they'll line up and go for 2. Allen will try to throw for it. Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. And that one was made so tough by the penalty, pushing him back to the 7. They still got it done, though.
Yeah, and the big surprise is that the extra point unit doesn't run out there with the kicker. Okay, you move it back to the 7, but they felt like they needed to have it, and they felt like they had a good play call, and they were successful.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
From the gun, it's Jackson, eluding the pressure right. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
The Bills are moving on as we say so long, everybody. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say good night from Buffalo.